Investing can be a daunting task, both if you're just starting out or if you already have years of experience. And with the world of finance constantly evolving, it can be hard to know where to look for reliable information and guidance. But don't be worried, because in this video we are going to unveil the 15 best free investing resources that every investor can and should use in 2023. From powerful stock screeners to insightful financial blogs, I've worked really hard to find the best tools available for investors. So sit back, relax, and get ready to take your investing game to the next level. Okay, hey there, my name is René Solman, and before I start with my list, I wanted to ask you, which free investing resources do you frequently use? Please share your ideas in the comments down below so that we can all benefit from our collective wisdom and experience. All right, and with that being said, let's jump right into my list. So the first tool is a true gem, and personally I've only recently come across this website. The website is called ROIC.ai, and it offers you access to 30 years of financial data from 37,000 companies from all around the world. Let me say that again, 30 years of financial data, and it's completely free. You don't even need to register to get access to this big library of financial statements. Just type in the ticker symbol or the company name, and then the website will immediately bring you to a summary page on which you can already find important metrics like earnings per share or free cash flow per share, margin metrics or other profitability metrics like return on capital or return on invested capital, multi-year growth averages, a summary of the capital structure of the business or insider trading activities, and of course also a summary of the most recent company related news. Basically, all you need to assess the fundamental development of the business. And if you're still not convinced, you need to check out the classic view mode, because this view truly allows you to feel like Warren Buffett when he was turning pages in the Moody's manuals many decades ago. All right, the second free resource that investors should give a shot is the Business Breakdowns podcast series by the Joint Colossus Podcast Network. In these episodes, the show host and his guests examine the success stories and failures of some of the world's most prominent businesses from all around the world. And they deconstruct the strategies they used and the capital decisions made by management. So each episode of the podcast is dedicated to one specific company, and they take a deep dive into the company's history, culture, business model, and of course the financial performance by interviewing current and former employees, industry experts, investors, or business analysts. And they now have covered more than 100 companies. And as you can see in this great chart here, some of the companies that have been featured on the podcast include L'Oreal, Amazon, the Formula One, or Netflix. And personally, I love the mission statement that the show host Patrick O'Shaughnessy recently shared on Twitter. It started with an annoyance that there was no resource for investors to get quickly up to speed on a company. We still wish one of these existed for every company. We are working on it. Moving on to our third investing resource. Well, every investor needs access to a powerful stock screener. And the screener offered by ticker.com is exactly what you are looking for. It is simple to use, covers US stocks in its free plan, and you can screen for stocks based on a wide range of criteria such as market capitalization, dividend yield, growth rates, valuation metrics, or return metrics like again return on capital or return on invested capital. Then the fourth valuable and free investing resource that you should check out is the work of Warren Buffett himself, the work that he has shared publicly. On the Berkshire Hathaway website, you will find an archive of all the annual letters Warren Buffett shared with his shareholders. Buffett has been writing public letters ever since 1957, and they have become a valuable resource for investors and business people all around the world. And it can be considered essential reading for anyone interested in investing, entrepreneurship, and business strategy. Because in these letters, Warren Buffett shares his insights and perspectives on the performance of Berkshire Hathaway, the state of the economy, the financial markets, and investing in general. And while you may wonder, why should I read 30 or 40-year-old letters? Let me assure you that many of the principles shared by Buffett are, in fact, timeless investing principles. And Buffett has this unique ability to explain complex financial concepts in a clear and concise way so that even amateur investors will understand them. Now, I just said that Buffett has been writing these letters ever since 1957. However, on the Berkshire website, you will only find the letters from Buffett going back to 1977. because in the 1950s and 60s, before Berkshire Hathaway, Buffett was sharing his wisdom in his so-called partnership letters, and I'll leave a link to both sources in the description box down below. Now, reading all of these letters is quite a task and will probably take you many months. But if you want even more of Buffett, I've got a bonus tip for you. Ever since 1994, recordings of the annual Berkshire Hathaway meetings were basically allowed. And CNBC has curated these recordings in its own Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting archive. And I'll leave a link to this website in the description box down below as well. All right, tool number 5 allows you to get a customized overview of your portfolio. The website is called Koifin, and they refer to this feature as dashboards. And in their free plan, you can already create 2 of these dashboards. So what you can see on screen right now, for instance, is the dashboard that I have set up for my portfolio. And what I particularly like about the suite of tools provided by Koifin is that you can choose specific metrics that you want to be displayed for the companies in your portfolio. For example, I've chosen to display various growth metrics, margin metrics, and valuation metrics. And you can then even ask Koifin to display the weight adjusted average of these metrics. So you basically get a look-through overview of your entire portfolio that takes into account how small or big each position in your portfolio actually is. And as the free plan allows you to set up 2 dashboards, you could create another dashboard in which you put companies that you want to analyze in the future. So basically your watch or wish list. Then the 6th free investing resource that I think you should absolutely check out is substack.com, which, as most of you probably know, is basically a blog publishing platform. Now, obviously, there are many great investing Substacks that you could follow and should follow to gain valuable insights into the thinking of other great investors. But the way I suggest you start using Substack starting today is that whenever you start researching a company, just use Google and Google something along the lines company name plus analysis plus Substack. You could replace the term analysis with write-up or deep dive. Alternatively, you could also use the search bar or search function provided by Substack itself and search for the ticker symbol of the company that you want to analyze. And while obviously not all write-ups on Substack may be of high quality, from my experience, many of the write-ups are actually a very good starting point to develop a first basic understanding of the company you look at. To develop a better and deeper understanding of companies, it obviously makes sense to study the official public filings of that particular company. So the 7th free resource that you should have in your arsenal as an investor is the website of the Securities and Exchange Commission. And in particular, it's EDGAR database. For US listed companies, this is the ultimate resource for all sorts of US company filings. So annual reports, quarterly reports, or proxy statements, for example. Obviously, the user interface of the SEC website is a bit difficult to use at first and not very intuitive, but once you get the hang of it, it is super powerful and a must for every investor that is serious about his or her investing ambitions. A website that is a little easier to navigate, but also quite powerful, is dataroamer.com. Dataroamer allows investors to track the portfolio activity of some of the most successful and prominent investors from all around the world, particularly those that are active in the United States, including Warren Buffett, Seth Klarman, or Bill Ackman. And obviously, this can be a valuable resource for investors who are looking for ideas or guidance on how to construct their own portfolios. So the information provided on Dataroamer can help them gain a better understanding of how successful investors think, operate, and construct their own portfolios. Also, Dataroamer is updated very frequently, often within hours of a new filings by an investment manager, which means that you can stay up to date on the changes in the super investor portfolios that you are tracking. Now, the concept of looking at the portfolios of some of the best investors in the world and replicating their stock picks with the goal of achieving similar or even superior returns. That's called cloning. And when it comes to the concept of cloning, you will inevitably come across Mohnish Pabrai, who may be considered the father of cloning. So the next free investing resource that I recommend you check out next is the YouTube channel of Mohnish Pabrai, because on it you will find literally hundreds of recordings of Pabrai talking to students of various institutions in which he, just like Buffett in his partnership and the Berkshire Hathaway letters, outlines basic investment principles and his investing philosophy. Basically, Papra acknowledges that the biggest risk investors are facing is trading too much, being too active. So to not be seduced to trade too much. He basically appears as a guest speaker once per week, and thus on average you can expect a new video on the channel once per week. Okay, tool number 10 is focused on IPOs, so initial public offerings, which can be another hunting ground for active investors. The very simple website IPOscoop.com includes a variety of features such as an IPO calendar, which should help investors stay informed about upcoming IPOs, as well as information on recent IPOs, which you can sort by industry or when the business went public. Alright guys, bear with me, we've got 5 more very powerful investing resources that I don't want you to miss out on. So the 11th resource I want to bring to your attention is the app Quarter. The main purpose of the app is to make it easy to listen to quarterly conference calls that are held by publicly traded companies. The app allows you to listen to these quarterly updates on the go and offers handy features like fast forward and rewind buttons. In my opinion, investor relations has long lacked the convenience of easily accessing company specific information, and I'll challenge you to try to find a recording of a past conference call of a company in your portfolio on the company website. I'm pretty sure it will take you at least 5 minutes. And what Quarter has more recently been working on is actually allowing investors to listen to these calls live. Speaking of earnings calls, the next free resource that I'd like to recommend are the conference call transcripts provided by ticker.com. What I love about their service is that they do not just provide transcripts of the earnings calls, but also of business conferences. If we consider the transcripts provided for the company Etsy, for instance, you can see that over the last 3 months or so, Etsy also presented at 4 business conferences. There's one caveat though, only the paid plan of Ticker gives you access to all of these transcripts. The free plan only covers the last 90 days of transcript history. So I wanted to include one more alternative, and this brings us back to ROIC.ai. Here you get access to the full transcript history, however there are no transcripts of the business conference presentations. Alright, resource number 13 is most certainly worth checking out as well. It's the social network and community-driven platform Common Stock, which aims to make investing more accessible and engaging for everyone. The Common Stock platform allows users to share insights, discuss investments and learn from others in a collaborative environment. And one benefit of Common Stock that none of the other tools can provide is that it fosters a sense of community and belonging among investors. You can connect with other investors, join groups and exchange investment ideas with those who share your passion. Now obviously the FinTwit space on Twitter serves a very similar purpose, and in fact personally I'm only active on Twitter right now because I can only handle so many social media platforms at a time. Now we're almost done, and I don't want you to miss the last 2 tips that I have for you in this video, as they take a somewhat different and unique approach when it comes to investing and should certainly be part of every investor's toolkit. So tool number 14 is the website ETF.com. Now quite a few of my viewers are certainly investing actively, but I think even active investors could hedge the risk that they take by investing in individual stocks by investing a certain percentage of their portfolio in passive ETFs. And ETF.com is a great resource when it comes to finding and comparing different ETFs, as the website essentially offers a massive database of exchange-traded funds and provides a wealth of information and resources of investors who are interested in these types of investments. ETF.com provides up-to-date news and analysis of the ETF market, including trends, performance, and regulatory changes. And it even includes a screener that lets you search for ETFs based on a bunch of different criteria. And then finally, the best platform when it comes to educational content and the investing jargon is Investopedia.com. Investopedia has a comprehensive financial dictionary that provides definitions and explanations of pretty much every financial term and concept that you can think of. I'd say that this can be particularly helpful for investors who are new to the world of finance and investing, but even myself, someone who is reasonably experienced, I use it for my videos almost on a weekly basis, because it's not like I'm a running dictionary, as my former English teacher used to say. Now I frequently forget the meaning of some investing terms, so I just head to Investopedia.com and refresh my knowledge. Alright, let me know in the comments down below whether I forgot any helpful resources, share additional ideas with each other, and make sure to watch one of my other videos next. For example, you could take a look at this video right here, in which I discuss the key learnings that I have made by reading all sorts of investing books. Take care.